Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
Aliens have given you 60 seconds to show them 2 items to prove humanity is worth saving. What do you show them? This thread is proof they're not going to want to save us even harder. May as well speed it up by showing them the alien autopsy video and a poster of Independence Day. My banana bread because business opportunities don't get any better, and then bribe them with my prettiest rock. Banana bread, at work! Exclamation mark. Hell yeah. OxyClean and the original Crossfire commercial. Crossfire, exclamation mark. Crossfire. So about 9 months ago I did a heroic dose of psilocybin and this exact scenario happened to me. They said they were here to pass judgment on humanity. They felt humanity was a failed experiment but said they'd give the Earth more time to figure it out if I could provide just one reason humans were worth sparing. I was in my kitchen at the time and pulled out a tiny cheese grater. It is maybe 2 inches tall with a little magnet on the back to mount on a fridge. I opened my palm to present to them my tiny cheese grater and there was dead silence. They looked down at the cheese grater, then back to me, then back to the cheese grater, and they started laughing. Then I started laughing and they then agreed to spare humanity. You're welcome. Their rationale for why they accepted the cheese grater was because of humanity's capacity for humor and joy. If humans are capable of humor, then they can be capable of kindness. They found the tiny cheese grater so absurd and so unique in the universe that humanity was worth keeping around a while longer. Edit: I recorded the cheese grater while I was tripping and thought you'd appreciate seeing how funny I thought it was at the time. Bear in mind I was on like 10 grams of mushrooms when I filmed this. Edit 2, the full trip story. When I trip, I dream in a cartoon-style animation. When the trip took me, I was transported to a tiny planet sitting above the Earth. Think of the story, The Little Prince and His Little Planet. I sat with a cosmic woman sitting atop this little planet that was made of just grass and one big tree. As we sat there in the grass, we looked up at the cosmos and it was absolutely beautiful. There were shooting stars and brilliant colors in space like nebulas and such. As we sat there, we drank red Slurpees. Then, I noticed the Earth below. As I looked down, I saw a crowd of people walking through a crowded city. The whole scene was achromatic and dreary. Everyone had their heads down looking at their phones. They could not be bothered to take in the world around them. Eventually one man looked up and saw me and the cosmic woman looking down at him. He shouted to me, "What are you looking at?" He wanted to know why we were in full color. Rather than answer, I just smiled and gestured up with my hand holding the cup, encouraging him to look at the beauty of the universe all around us. He followed my gesture and looked up at the night sky, but he quickly dismissed us and moved back into the crowd and disappeared. He couldn't understand why we found it beautiful. At this point, the cosmic woman turned to me and said, "This is why we're here to help them, look up." She said, "The universe is a beautiful place, but the universe was sad that there was no one to witness her. So life was created to enjoy creation. We need to help humans look up." Shortly after this, some surfer hippie aliens in a cliché saucer ship showed up and asked if we wanted to join them in a dance-off. So we danced, had a merry time, as we sipped Slurpees while enjoying the universe. They were honestly so pleasant and fun to be with. After they departed, the dream ended and I walked into my kitchen to eat some snacks, and that's when another set of aliens came to judge Earth. Thank God for the cheese grater. One last thing, the world is a tough place, but it can be beautiful too, if you choose to see it. If you're struggling to see it right now, tonight, when you have some time, just look up. Thank God. I was like, fuck, this shroom head and his little cheese grater are gonna get us all killed. I would have shown him the cat. 50% we get spared, 50% the little furry asshole rips their faces off. Either way, a good time. A Chopin nocturne and a wildlife rehabilitation center. As someone who loves classical music and volunteers at a wildlife rehabilitation center, I applaud this answer. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Just going to leave this here, https, Fred Rogers testifies. The succulent Chinese meal clip and gas station queso machines. Get your hand off my penis. Are you waiting to receive my limp penis? I had to put the family dog down yesterday. As I walked out I saw 3 lit candles sitting on the counter in the main lobby area in front of a sign that said, "Someone is saying goodbye to a loved one, please speak softly and be respectful." That was one of the most beautiful, human things I've seen in a while. I had just pulled myself back together. Needless to say I lost it again. But being that everyone in the lobby was absolutely being quiet and respectful, in a usually semi-chatty room, it was a bit of a faith in humanity restorer. And IDK about the other thing, probably a puppy. I like dogs. I was at the vet with my cat, who was in to be neutered. Sorry, cat. Anyway, the candle was lit. Someone came in with the big dog, saw the candle, and asked to pay the bill for the family that was putting the dog down. My faith in humanity was restored. Also, the day I saw a fully loaded log truck driver lock up his brakes on a highway to let a squirrel cross the road. Anne Frank said that she believed, despite everything, that people were inherently good. I'm not sure I have quite that level of optimism, but I choose to believe there is truth in her words. Dolly Parton and a puppy. That's 3 things. How many things is Dolly Parton and her puppies? Fentanyl and Reddit. Friday at my place. That's some extremely high-level sabotage. They'll either die or never leave. David Attenborough and Jane Goodall. The entirety of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood on DVD and some weed. Whoa, we're not trying to have sex with him, dude, chill. Wait, are we? Donald Trump and Elon Musk. In my defense, I never said I wanted to save Earth. Offering him up might be seen as a show of good faith, and the rest of humanity is enslaved rather than killed. Net neutral result. Can I feed him a pizza? Everyone loves pizza. I don't even need a second thing, but I'll go with alien poison to add to the pizza if it looks like they're not digging it. Oh, wait. It's better if you add some of this. Pizza. Great equalizer. Rich people love pizza. Poor people love pizza. White people love pizza. Black people love pizza. Do black people like pizza? This made me think of the fried chicken, watermelon, etc. thought for black people. It always made me laugh. Why is that such a black stereotype? Who the hell doesn't love fried chicken and watermelon? Question mark. I'd offer them beer and bread, probably humanity's greatest and oldest inventions. It could be argued that beer and bread is one thing, but in solid and liquid forms. I've never been drunk on bread. I'd show them Trump and TikTok, because they will be so enraged that at least it will be quick. Yeah, let's just get this over with. It's headed there anyway. Left boob and right boob. Bold move. Destroy humanity if they are ass men. Left boob and right ass. I'd rather die a boob man than live in a world ruled by ass men. A guitar and drums. Show me what you got. I like what you got. Dark side of the moon and a bong. They probably know the dark side of the moon. Matter of fact, it's all dark. Greater than they probably know the dark side of the moon. If they're into Pink Floyd, they've already decided humans are worth saving. A dog, we created them, they were predators, maybe they will think we are dangerous, but who won't find adorable a little puppy? Look at what successful eugenicists we are. We also sterilize them to keep it that way. Laughing my ass off at the idea of showing them a pug and a mastiff, and they just zap us out of existence in sheer horror at what we're capable of. This is easy. The only answer is to sing, Get Swifty. Show us what you've got. Shit on the floor. I'm Mr. Bulldop's edit, spelling. Just hit a button, Morty, gimme a beat. Quote. Punch them in the face. Humanity is not worth saving. And next, you already guessed it, my other fist. Look closely. You know how in 3-Body Problem the woman disregards the alien warning not to make contact and reaches out anyway because the government is so fucked that alien invasion would be an improvement. Yeah. My first thought, yay, invade us. What, you'll kill us all. Invade US harder then. 2 mountains of whatever resources they came here for. I assume they don't need us if they're debating about eradicating us. If they can get here, they don't need any resources they can't create by manipulating matter and energy. Because clearly space-time is not an issue to them. Any idiotic story suggesting aliens come here for water or, I don't know, fucking quartz is the most inept writing this side of the sun. For all we know, it might turn out that replicators need a very specific substance to work with. If that substance ends up being something common on Earth, that could go very badly for us. Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross videos. A library card and the book it was used to get. Freely disseminating knowledge to the people through the library is easily our greatest achievement. A wheelchair, to show that we have empathy for those differently abled, and that we look for ways to include them. A hospital, to show that we want to help those who are ill. Just don't show them the US bill for the above. Polio vaccination and a fresh loaf of bread. Symbols of our battle against and collaboration with microorganisms. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, a baby giggling, but what if they find the giggling to be like nails on chalkboard? Like most of us. The video of Fleetwood Mac performing Silver Springs Live. They will be so invested in the tea they won't kill us. The Chain, so hard to watch. God, they look like they both want to hate fuck each other on stage in the Live from Japan version. Yes, that would be the second thing. Sir David Attenborough. A bottle of ozone and a healed femur. Repairing the hole in the ozone layer is perhaps humanity's greatest ecological success story. We recognized a harmful situation, came together collectively to resolve it, stuck to our principles, and came out the other side with meaningful, ongoing progress. A healed femur. For the uninitiated, femurs are some of the most important bones in our bodies. We're omnivorous, yes, but we needed to hunt and gather when we were a very young civilization. If you broke your femur, that's 6 weeks of recuperation, where you aren't hunting or gathering, just healing. A fully healed femur shows that we stopped and took care of someone who needed it dearly, for their own sake. It is the impulse of common humanity to stand together and improve. That we have seen the pains and horrors of the last few centuries are the result of the few, exploiting us and our worst impulses, to their own benefit. In this scenario, do we know anything about the aliens, and what their culture is like? Because my answer would be very different if they were space communists or space capitalists. Cute cats and funny cat videos. We'll probably only save the cats. The cats will insist on bringing their servants along. I was going to say kittens and chocolate.